this one here with the answers, because this is just a real good review of, you know, general stuff here. Like this one down here.
Does that go down as well because of the electron capture?
Yeah. Okay, and notice on the equation here you have the 51 chromium that captures an electron, and then that causes the decay, or that's the reaction. Okay. So in this case here you have, again, a decrease in the atomic number and an increase in the N number. Now this one has an X-ray and a gamma ray. Okay. The X-ray is typically, where does that X-ray from? Okay, it's going to be a characteristic X-ray because of the electron that you sucked in. Which electron is most commonly sucked in? No? Which electron is closer? Okay, be a K or an L shell. Usually 90% of the time it's a K shell, and about 5 to 10% of the time it's an L shell. Okay.
Closest one to the nucleus?
Yeah, normally the one closest to the nucleus. So I'll send you that one, because I know you guys want to have all sorts of things to do. But the next chapter for next week I want to get into is instrumentation. So I try to remember, I think it used to be 4 and 5 in the old book. And I think they put a chapter in between here. Okay, patient care is 2. Okay, chapter 3 is still radiopharmaceuticals.
So instrumentation, chapter 5?
Yeah, what they've added here is this math and radiation physics primer. Okay, that's new. The chapters 5 and 6 should be instrumentation and quality control, which they are. Okay, so that means on the PET, the chapters for instrumentation and quality control are the ones that should be, I think, 4 and 5.
What's it?
Okay, so what I'm going to send you then is instrumentation quiz, and in the PET review book, the PET study guide. Okay, this is actually going to cover quite a few chapters. Chapter 3, Radiation Principles and Detection Devices, so that's page 26. PET Instrumentation, page 39. And I think we'll save the CT till a little bit later, but there is the quality control. Okay.
We don't have the book that you're holding, right?
PET chapter.
Yeah, yes, it was on the disc that I gave you, the CD.
Yes, so don't tell the patient or what's your chapter.
PET chapter 3, yeah, that helps.
Okay, PET chapter 3, PET chapter 4, and PET chapter 6. Yeah, and in fact, probably next week, well, next week we're going to finish up patient care. Or actually, we're going to probably do some patient care this afternoon. But,
Right now.
yeah, right now. I don't know what I'm thinking here. Okay. But basically, if you think of our PET detectors as a gamma camera with a thick crystal or a high density crystal, that's about what it is. Now, the other thing that I had sent to you was the Ann Steves radiation protection chapter. That one is a little bit more geared strictly to protection, radiation protection, and this handout that I gave you here is the summary that we were going over last week. Okay, so basically this summarizes everything that you need to know about radiation protection. And with that, my students used to get angry with me because they said, well, Mr. Radke, the quiz that you gave us has more pages than the book, the chapter of the book. And I said, no, not that. It's very observant.
It's a bigger font.
Yeah, I said, you guys are really observant. But needless to say,
It's good prep for the test.
well, like I said, I will send you the answers to this, but this is what it looks like here.
So when you send this, right?
Yeah, it's about 100 and something pages, or 170 questions or something.
You haven't sent that to us yet, right?
No, you got it.
This morning.
That's what I sent you this morning.
Oh, okay.
But just out of curiosity, this one is more geared towards the board exams. So on these true and false questions, the licensing of individuals is controlled by the NRC.
Yeah,
Yes, no.
true.
Mr. Viet's saying no. Ashley, what do you think?
False.
It's false. Yeah, the state licenses individuals. The NRC licenses facilities. Okay. Licensing of individuals as a nuclear medicine technologist is controlled only by state agencies. That is true. Okay, number 3, not all states require licensing of their nuclear medicine technologists.
It's true.
True. Yeah, remember, there are 35 states that do have licensing, but there's 15 that don't. Okay. Number 4, the NRC is responsible for the regulation, purchase, receipt, use, and disposal of radioactive materials produced in nuclear reactors such as uranium, plutonium, and thorium. That's
Yeah.
true, yeah, all fission materials. We talked about that last week. Okay. I'm going to send you the answers, so don't kill yourself writing them down here. I want you to think about what we talked last week. And like I said, we may have a short little quiz over radiation protection next week.
We're going Vegas.
No infection.
Huh?
We're gonna be in Vegas for 2 days. You know that.
Yeah?
He's gonna see.
I used to wanna wear.
No, I will give you my most sympathetic and concerned look. Okay? How's that?
Big,
Okay.
yeah.
Cynthia's concerned that they're going to be in Vegas, so let me just show you. This is my sympathetic and concerned look. But you'll still get the quiz.
What's the quiz on again, please?
So we have radiation protection next week. Probably about 25 to 50 questions, maybe 25 questions. I need to do something so that you guys, I can give you a grade. Besides the homework. No, that's, well, that
Yeah,
ain't,
that's the
that isn't
homework.
because it doesn't tell me that you're actually studying. Okay, then number 5, all accelerator produced radionuclides fall under the jurisdiction of the NRC.
False.
False. Yeah.
False. Yeah. Remember, that's going to be the state. Authorization to use radioactive materials in humans is granted only by the NRC. No,
They're false.
that's false because the state.
State.
Yeah. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to use any of your cyclotron-produced radiopharmaceuticals. Right? Authorization to use radioactive materials in humans granted by the NRC or state agencies in the form of a facility license. That is true. Okay. There are several. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because this also encompasses PET. Okay. Any of the stuff that deals with the state, that's all regulated by the state. Okay. So anything cyclotron produced, your PET pharmaceuticals and indiums and I-123 and gallium. Okay, number 8. There are several categories of licenses, each specifies which radioactive material is authorized for what purpose and who the authorized users are.
True.
True.
True. Now, do you remember how many categories there are? You get an A if you tell me how many categories there are. It's in that radioactive materials license thing. we went over.
2010, 2010A.
No, that's who, the 2010, that's who's a radiation safety officer.
What are the 2000s?
Well, remember there's categories for like radiopharmaceutical kits, therapy, investigational, imaging. Yeah, that's not all of them. Okay, there's about 12 categories.
I said 15.
And that's actually in the radiation, if you guys pull out that simulated radioactive materials license thing that we did.
Really thick one?
Yeah, the one that's about, it talks about each item and I could show it to you. I think it's actually, it's like a 16-page. This one here,
Oh, yeah.
okay. And it has the groups here under item 6. Okay, these tell you all of the stuff, diagnostic studies involving measurement and uptake dilution, but not imaging. Okay, so that would be like your red blood cell stuff. And radioactive materials for diagnostic studies, imaging localization, blah, blah, blah. So there's 12 different groups. Okay, sealed sources, calibration sources, things like that. How does it come back to you?
Yes, sir.
I'm expecting all of you to get 100% on your boards, by the way. Cynthia better get 110%.
Minus the 10? Yeah, maybe.
Actually, I expect you guys to be writing questions for the board. Okay.
Yes.
You can write questions for all employees.
What's that? Yeah, actually you can. You can
How?
submit questions to the NMTCB and the ARRT.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, they actually, sometimes
So we can
they'll
make
actually pay for you. They will fly you back there. Yeah, to Atlanta, Georgia.
For what?
Two things though. Atlanta, Georgia is
It's
Crappy
Atlanta,
place to
Georgia.
be.
Greatest
You
food.
can
No,
visit the
you can't get
Coca-Cola.
gas
But if you like
You can't get
Coca-Cola,
gas.
it's a great place to
No
go.
gas stations?
There's plenty of gas
Um,
stations, but none of them have gas to sell.
Do you remember when they released that? Did anybody remember that Coca-Cola Black? Ashley saying, you guys remember Coca-Cola Black?
Mm-mm.
It was coffee and Coca-Cola mixed
Oh,
together.
that was dangerous.
What?
Yeah, but they were, I think they test marketed it back there in Atlanta. I tried some, it was terrible. So that's probably why you never saw it out here. But anyway, okay, number 9. So we know that number 8 is several categories. And number 9, authorized users are responsible for supervising individuals who working with radioactive materials, determining radiation safety procedures, and establishing dose activity ranges. Yeah, that's
True.
true. Okay, and then number 10, the NRC controls the packaging and interstate movement of hazardous materials, including radioactivity.
No.
Yeah, that's DOT.
What's 9? True.
9 was true. Okay, and then number 10, we said that was false. Number 11, the dose rate measured at the surface of the radioactive package is used for the transportation index. That was false. Remember, it's 1 to 1 meter.
Did you email us the answers still or no?
No. Why would I do that?
This one?
Yeah, for this one.
No, I didn't email, I'm going to email you the answers for this one.
Saying I already have them.
You already have the answer.
Oh, I already did send it to you? One of those senior moments again. Okay. But anyway, so then this one, okay, so Well, do you guys just want to study this on your own, or do you want to go through a few of these?
Yes, please.
Study it
Yeah,
out.
studying.
So we can take it actually.
Well, yeah, I'd like you to, and because you do have the answers, and this is probably one of the most important tests that I,
So it's this one, and then the University of Arkansas,
yeah.
and you said chapter 3, 4, and all that.
6.
Well, next week, I want to go through the University of Arkansas test. I know I didn't send you the answers to that,
The mock one, right?
Nope.
mock one. But like I said, I want you to put down how long it takes you to go through the test, and
Without any book by.
without, because you really need to see how much stuff you know. And if you don't know it, then you need to be able to figure out how to solve the problem.
Where are weak areas?
Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at patient care then. Move on to patient care.
Is that on anesthesia?
What I'm going to be sending you, like I said, this has not been one of the best weeks for you to do anything.
I forwarded it to you. Did you get all the
I got it.
attachments?
But it's okay, I got it.
Send me it. You got it?
No, I got it from the previous one that you forwarded. Yeah,
Okay.
thanks.
You're welcome. Because I don't have them downloaded, like, so sometimes.
You'll get it.
I got the email, but not the attachment. But I got the attachment last time.
So you got it.
Yeah. I tried to email you back, but I can't. So.
Email me back like right now.
Mm-hmm.
You could have just said, hey, I have it.